Activision really said, you know what, guys? Halloween is around the corner. How about we dress up Black Ops 7 as Black Ops 6? And the people fucking love this. Okay, in all seriousness, the Black Ops 7 multiplayer beta just finished. And let's just be reasonable for a second, y'all. This was barely a beta and more like a demo. Because again, we gotta be reasonable, which I know is hard as fuck for you COD dick writers out there. But the game comes out in a freaking month. I don't think the beta is going to be used for changing or balancing or fixing anything truly worthwhile that could be wrong with the multiplayer in that amount of time. Not that there is anything majorly wrong with the multiplayer, but there's a reason for that. And I'll get to that later. But I want y'all to listen to this video closely and see if you can notice something off about my descriptions for this game. But I'm gonna let y'all figure that out until the end. But anyways, for instance, COD's competitor DICE released their beta 3 months before the game released to really, test the freaking game and get community feedback on how to make it better. Now, to be fair, Treyarch has been really open with the community, and they usually always are, unlike Infinity Ward. But my point is that doing a beta like this with only a month before release just feels like a way to garner some hype or to fix some small quality of life things, and not much else in my opinion. But alright, let me back up for a minute before I sound like just another COD hater, because there were really things I actually enjoyed about this beta. So for starters, the ability to wall jump combined with the Omni movement is actually really cool and will definitely cause a lot of crazy ass clips of players getting dunked on. Especially in the CDL, because Shotzzy is going to have some insane ass clips with this shit. And trick shots are going to be sick, and I look forward to seeing those online. Or you'll have some silly moments of players failing wall jumps. Just somebody let Clayster know to be careful out there. Now, I'm not sure if this is a hot take or not, but I wasn't a huge fan of the jetpack COD era, except for Black Ops 3. Because that was one of my favorite CODs of all time. And this game's movement gives me that feel with how the verticality can affect how you attack a lane. And another positive for me is that the beta maps, at least, were not horrible. I'm just going to be real at this point. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, not one of them have made an absolute banger COD Hall of Fame level map like Raid, Terminal, or Hijacked in a good while now, which is why they keep putting them back in these games. Well, that and because people love them. Regardless, there wasn't a map that I hated in the beta, at least. And lastly, before I get to my final point, the weapons. So I'm primarily an SMG player because I want to use my hand. And I like to run straight into rooms and hope I'm more gamer than my enemies. Seriously though, the gunplay was good. I didn't feel like there was some crazy busted gun. Although this gun was quite freaking annoying. Damn! The fuck gun is this? Bruh. Or like there was some dog shit, except for the LMG, because every bullet fired out of those monstrosities equals a fucking brain cell loss. Come on, man. I fucking hate using LMGs, bruh. At least for me. But I really enjoyed the SMGs and ARs and snipers during the beta, which, I mean, definitely means I'm not gonna be one of those bitch-ass niggas that will max out their shotguns or DMR a week into the game's release. Now, I haven't really heard many people talk about this, but the music, kind of feel like it's whatever. There was a point where I'm like, damn, is this the Incredible soundtrack? Is it me? That sounds like the Incredibles. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. If y'all think that's, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. And I also think the announcer sounds like your fucking generic anime protagonist number 38.
The overload device is in our control. Enemy control station overloaded. Located new overload device. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint active.
Okay, maybe not generic anime protagonist, but it just feels like a very generic ass run-in-the-mill, I don't know, supposed to be a military shooter. It doesn't sound very military. I think they just needed a more gruff voice right there. He just sounds too whatever, in my opinion, but maybe I'm just nitpicking too much. Now, there is one thing that had me really side-eyeing this game. I'm like, bruh, whoever put this in, I hope y'all, you know what? Let me show y'all. Let me show you this shit.
using a... Pressing their advantage. Take control of this. Securing
You
B.
shot through walls anymore.
So apparently this score streak is called the Grave Maker, and the only grave this thing will be making is one for itself, because this cannot exist in this game. That streak alone makes Battlefield look like FPS of the freaking year right there. I had to stop playing the game mid-match to make sure there wasn't a hacker in my lobby. I'm literally sitting here looking up like this cannot be real. Who thought this was a good idea? Whoever added that shit to the game, I hope you step out of your bed with a nice pile of unfinished Lego set right beneath your feet. But yeah, I mean, I barely feel like I had anything to say about this game. At least anything substantial. There's a reason for that. Now to the final point, the most important thing about the Black Ops 7 beta as a whole. While I did have fun playing this game, as I'm sure the majority of people playing the beta did, this game is just not worth $70 freaking dollars. Now I know the best argument for the value is all the content the game will launch with. Like, yeah, it'll have a co-op campaign and multiplayer and zombies, and Blackout is supposed to be returning, which is all good and cool, but considering we had Black Ops 6 literally just last year, I cannot see the inherent value of spending $70 on this game. If you enjoyed Black Ops 6, then you might as well just keep playing Black Ops 6, because this is basically Black Ops 6.5. And I wasn't making YouTube videos at this time, but I told friends, co-workers, anyone that would listen that plays Call of Duty, the same thing about going from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. Activision is really trying to sell you a DLC for full price. And then when the beta ended, I really had to sit back and think, like, why did I enjoy this beta so much? Like, yeah, the gameplay is fun and it runs very smoothly, but I was lighter on it because I didn't spend any money on it. Completely hopped on for free and was just like, let's just do some shit for a minute and have some fun with it. But if I had to spend $70 on this game, which is just basically Black Ops 6 with wall jumping essentially, that would have completely changed my entire outlook on this game. And I know I'm basically talking to a brick wall when it comes to the COD fanboys, but you gotta be reasonable, people, and stop being a corpo sucking weirdo. There are way too many fire-ass games that just released worth your money. I mean, we got Sonic Racing, Ghost of Yotei, Ninja Gaiden 4, and of course, Battlefield 6, and so many other games that have come out in the last month alone that you could spend your hard-earned money on, especially if you already have Black Ops 6. But that's about all I have for you for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, pilot, then leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more. And speaking of subscribers, thank you to all the new subscribers on my last 2 videos, and shout out to them. They are the best, and I appreciate y'all so much. Anyways, your handler's about to hop in his Franks, fly on out of here, and get to editing my next video. Peace, y'all.